Okay, I would like to call the Site Plan Review Committee to order for Tuesday, October 18th. Roll call, please.
Dennis Persick.
Here.
Dan Cameron.
Here.
Mary Kodowski.
Here.
Gary Paul.
Here.
Chris Atkinson.
Here.
And Karowski and Quinn are excused.
Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember our men and women throughout the world in uniform. I have no changes to the agenda. I need a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. 5A, action on the Site Plan Review Committee regular meeting minutes from August 16th, 2022.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 6, review plans for the following locations. 6.1, action on request by Spirit Halloween for proposed temporary signage located at 820 Willard Drive, Suite 230. Mr. Aaron.
All right, thank you. I'll share my screen here. All right, this is a standard request from Spirit Halloween for 2 temporary signs that exceed that which square footage that staff can approve administratively. They typically bring this forward. In this case, this was brought forward back in September. But we did have the September and the first October meetings for site plan review canceled. So I held off on bringing this forward until now, just because we've reviewed this one in the past pretty regularly and it hasn't really been any issues. So as you can see, they do have two signs on the former dress barn suite at the forgot what the shopping center is called, but where Penny's is located. If you have any questions about it, happy to answer them.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 6.2, action on a request by Old Dominion Freight regarding exterior improvements to the cross-dock facility located at 1201 Contract Drive, parcel VA-228-1-4-1-50-1. Okay, thank you.
All right, this is an existing cross-dock facility. Was used by FedEx for quite a while. Old Dominion actually owned it, leased it back to FedEx. Old Dominion is going to be using this now for their own cross-dock purposes. As part of their project, what they'd like to do, this first phase is to do some exterior improvements to the existing building, including adding a front door as depicted on the elevations here, as well as improve the exterior of the building as well. The building itself, a couple improvements include the new aluminum storefront window and door, new architectural metal wall panels with concealed fasteners, 36-inch masonry wainscot, pre-finished metal canopy, and extension of the sidewalk to the new front door. They do identify signage on here that will be reviewed and approved separately through our typical signage permitting process. In terms of recommended conditions of approval from staff, as noted, use of fully concealed fasteners for new exterior wall panels, meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. From public safety, placement of an Ashwaubenon public safety Knox box near the new front door, and coordinate with Ashwaubenon public safety regarding gate access to the yard. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, there are representatives from Old Dominion online as well.
That's definitely an improvement on that building. I don't think there's any other questions. I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the site plan regarding exterior improvements to 1201 Contract Drive for Old Dominion Freight Lines. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 3, action regarding requested site plan review for revised parking lot and garage at 2450 Marina Circle, parcel VA-1405.
The requested site plan, this has been before you a couple times previously. This is the parking lot for the Marina Circle office building across the cul-de-sac that was previously approved. As they started getting into final engineering and design, there is a contaminated pile of soil on the property that they intend on burying and capping with the parking lot. In order to accommodate the amount of soil accommodate the amount of soil that they need to cap, they did have to expand the parking lot. And as you can see, this has been redesigned a bit to also accommodate a future connection to potential future development to the west of the property. So there's a driveway, as you can see right here, that dead ends right there. There was a garage that was to be located right here. That garage has been flipped and located now over here up against the Manso Flats development. The actual materials for the garage are still the same as they previously were. That was a masonry with 2 overhead garage doors and 2 service doors. Landscaping is being added for the property, similar to what was proposed previously. Hopefully it catches up here. All right, it's like laptop's not cooperating with me. So there is landscaping, trees being added along here to buffer the view from Manso Flats to the garage and the parking lot. Now the parking lot will have curbing as required under our code. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, screen any new rooftop or ground mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public right-of-way. ADA parking stalls may need to be added by the office building when taking into account the added number of stalls on the lot, and then meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. From stormwater, ensure proper erosion control measures are in place and maintained during construction. And from public safety, place a Knox box on the garage in coordination with Ashwaubenon Public Safety. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, Jared Schmidt from Robert E. Lee is also online representing the applicant.
So Ryan, I see they're moving dirt there now.
Yes.
Are they hauling it out of there?
So that pile is being hauled off-site and landfilled.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they expand to the, what would that be, the northeast, where that little driveway is
Yes.
that for more parking or for a building?
That would be for future development on this parcel over here that has that stormwater pond.
Okay. So they're done with the contamination once they do the parking lot?
That's the hope. Right.
All right, well, I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the requested site plan for the parking lot and garage at 2450 Marina Circle, parcel VA-1405.
Is it with staff conditions?
With,
With staff.
Yes.
with, yeah, okay, with staff conditions. Any other comments on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 4, action on a request by Nicolet National Bank regarding a new IT storage building located at 1192 Hanson Road, parcel VA-158-10.
All right, the requested site plan review is for a new building on the Nicolet Bank campus on Hanson Road up against 172. If you look up on screen, you can see this is 172 right here. Nicolet Bank does own these buildings right here. The proposed new building would be located right about here and is to be used basically as a work building for their IT staff. So it would actually house a couple of their cube vans that they use to haul their IT supplies around the different branches, as well as a small assembly space for IT work, I guess, lack of a better term. The building itself is about 2,409 square feet. As mentioned, it'll be occupied sporadically, maybe 1 to 2 times a week, depending upon when their IT staff needs to assemble some pieces. I did mention the the storage area for the cube vans, hence the overhead garage doors. The rendering, or the exterior materials that you have in your packet are outdated. I did discuss this with the engineer and architect on the project. What they're proposing now is consistent with our requirements. They do have a masonry wainscot with architectural metal wall panels with concealed fasteners. Initially, it was all lap siding, which is not consistent with our code. In terms of a couple additional changes to the site, they'll be adding a sidewalk to the southern part of the existing building and restriping a portion of the existing parking lot. Nicolet Bank is working with their consultants right now to identify additional parking for this site. So I would anticipate a amended site plan coming forward here sometime in the near future as they kind of work out those additional parking spaces. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, I did mention the lap siding, condition number 1, that has been addressed with the revised plans. Use of fully concealed fasteners for new exterior wall panels. They do now have the minimum 3-foot masonry wainscot from grade for exterior metal wall panels, and then meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and applicable village ordinances. From public safety, placement of an Ashwaubenon public safety Knox box near the primary entrance to the new building. And that was it for the comments. If you have any questions, I certainly can answer them. Otherwise, Mike Kolbeck from McMahon Associates is in the audience as well.
I kind of scared that young man when he walked in. I said, I may have a few questions on here. I was concerned about the appearance of the building from the highway, but that has been addressed, and it does meet all of our specs as far as what we allow in the village, so it will be a nice-looking building. So you don't have to get so excited now.
Are there any rooftop HVAC units?
There will not be.
There's not going to be. I just seen a note on the drawing,
Yeah,
so,
there'll be just the standard air conditioner on the back.
got it.
All right, no other questions, I'll move to approve,
Second,
with conditions.
second with conditions.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve with conditions the requested site plan for Nicolet National Bank for the new IT storage building at 1192 Hanson Road, parcel VA-158-10. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 7, department reports.
Let's see. I do appreciate we did have 3 meetings get canceled, which I think is the first time in my career here at the village. So I felt we had to have some introductions maybe before we started, but luckily we got right back in the flow of things. In terms of projects, you probably have driven around the village lately. You do see that the Common Place is rapidly building up. They do have their 5th floor on there. Bohemian Park continues to grow up as well. They have their 3rd story on there, up to 4 stories as they're planned. Hy-Vee is nearing completion. They should be opening up, we're hoping, sometime here the first part of November. So a lot of the projects that have come through here, as you can tell, are starting to really come together. And it's pretty exciting to see what's going on in the village right now.
Okay. Items for next agenda are,
We do, yep.
We do?
The Element Building 4 just came in for site plan review. So they're moving ahead with a Building 4 for the Element Apartments.
okay. Hearing no other issues, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second. Make a motion, I thought I heard somebody say second. Oh, if nobody's second, I'll move. Second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We are done. Thank you very much.